Dome Sports Talk, worldwide, with the news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed, baby. Now up to the heavyweights, y'all. Heavyweights. And it's them three, the one circus ringleaders, all three of them, they fighting each other. If it's Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. Right. We know, so it's some news. And Anthony Joshua, they got to fight against Jarrell Miller, and they going at it. Anthony ain't messing around here. This one, Anthony Joshua pissed in this one. He's saying some things. He's gonna rearrange your face, because Jarrell ain't gonna leave him alone. So it's interesting, But what's going on is the same thing that's going on with the Tyson Fury Tom Schwartz fight. You're gonna mention the dude that people want you to fight, right? It's gonna happen to Deontay Wilder with Brazil. They're going to ask him about Joshua or Fury. And so they get asked. So, and Joshua told him, listen, if I can't have Wilder, what am I doing this for? Why am I doing this if I can't get Wilder? Right? So, you're thinking, well, shoot, that's interesting. Right? Does that sound like Deontay Wilder's a nobody to you? If the guy that's supposed to be the man has to have this guy now. Right? That's another example of, Deontay Wilder is important for the heavyweight division. You're going to have to beat him to get a name. And that's the bottom line. Anthony Joshua knows it, and it's time to happen. He wants the fight to happen now, that's what he's saying. But I don't like when you talk about the fight like it couldn't have happened. Like all of a sudden, we got to have the Wilder fight. Hey, man, we've been trying to get that since 2017, right? Definitely 2018, and it's documented. So you have to always say, you have to mention that when you're talking about if we can't have Wilder, right? That's the only thing. You shouldn't talk about it like that. It's because, sometimes Wilder gets dissed. People go around, running around America talking about, Deontay Wilder, and things like that. Eddie Hearn lately has made his top 5 heavyweights, for example. Joshua's first, Tyson Fury second, Dillian White's third, Deontay Wilder's fourth, followed by Alexander Usyk. 3 of which are matchroom fighters, but it don't matter. List is not that bad, but I don't think you put Dillian White in front of a champion. And Luis Ortiz has to be in any list because nobody won't fight him. Don't ever make a list without Luis Ortiz if it's not with 2 people on it. Once you start getting 3 people in front of Luis Ortiz, we start arguing already. And once you put 4 in front of him, then we start really arguing. And then 5, then it's almost fighting words when Ortiz's name is not there. So that's ridiculous. But, you don't even, people's list, not really worthy for comment, really, because it's their list. And this is the man, I'm Matchroom, dude. I'm Mr. Matchroom. So I'm going to put 3 Matchroom fighters. And it's arguably, it ain't like you can really, say Alexander Usyk. I'm the baddest cruiserweight undisputed. So, I could be in somebody's top 5 heavyweight list on that alone. So, whatever, that's subjective. This is his thing. But at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder's name means something. Anthony Joshua wants to make sure that he can have him. So that means that Deontay Wilder has a name. It is important for the heavyweight division, right? That's the main thing. Because if Dillian White was in front of Deontay Wilder, for example, then Dillian White and Anthony Joshua would have been able to fill up Wembley Stadium. For example, I don't think Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder has a problem doing that. You know what I mean? Or, the other guy, Dillian White, can get out of, arenas and start hitting the stadium circuit with any opponent. That ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? So all them names in front of them, I don't know, but you can't get mad at nobody at this point. Bottom line is, we got all this stuff we talk about, right? But what we don't talk about is, hey, this fight is signed, right? Those things we don't talk about. Joshua Wilder signed, Wilder Fury rematch is signed, shoot, Joshua Fury signed something. Or anybody in the so-called top 5, right, other than Deontay Wilder, fight Louis the Real King Carl Ortiz, right? Anybody. That's the news that we actually are waiting for. But it won't pop off. So you got all these other little titles and stuff coming up, but you don't really hear the news you want to hear. So here's another one. Anthony Joshua says, if I can't have Wilder, Why am I doing this? Basically. Of course, he's saying that before the Jarrell Miller fight. Let's see what happens after the Jarrell Miller fight. Because I want to see Wilder's name actively, pursued at that point. Or Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz's name, like he said. Then maybe I'll get a little bit more hype. But it's still news, ain't it? Shoot, let me tell you something, too, before I sign off. Make sure this is clear. For those who think you're going to be hating on Anthony Joshua, right? Maybe you need to go and just watch highlights or whatever to just, remind yourself what Anthony Joshua is. This is a beast. This is a bad boy, right? And anybody that's arguing that he's the best heavyweight, it got a very good argument. It ain't like you ain't arguing. It's a tennis match. I've served, but you returned with Anthony Joshua. Because Anthony Joshua done handled his business in the ring. Little things you can nitpick where they stopped the Carlos Takam fight a little early. Yeah, or, Dillian White rocked him with one arm, right? Oh, Vladimir Klitschko was, he had already lost. Tyson Fury was out of the ring a couple of years. Go ahead and nitpick on that, right? Shoot, Vladimir was in good shape in that fight, right? Carlos Takam, he wasn't going to win the fight. He was going to he was definitely going to survive it, but he wasn't going to win it, And Dillian White, even with that one hand and on one arm and all that, shoot, if he was fighting somebody else, he probably could have went 12 rounds, got knocked out. And all the other ones that got up in there. So Joshua has definitely been handling his business. This is definitely a formidable guy, right? My only argument against him when it comes to only Deontay Wilder, right? Knowing I don't put people in front of people in any list when I know someone didn't want to fight them, or if the information is seeped through, you got information that's through all weight divisions, all guys, whatever we're talking about. If there's one guy that I found out, oh man, he don't want to fight him, then if I make a list, I'm not going to put the guy in front of him that I know didn't want to fight him. So Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua will not be in front of Deontay Wilder until they fight him. Right? Now, I'm putting them in front of Luis Ortiz reluctantly, right? Because this is titles mean something. So that Joffer's going to be up there. And we're going to give Tyson Fury the lineal champ and the moral victory for his perspective against Deontay Wilder. So, those top three have arguments to be the top three. Everybody else on the outside looking in, right? But everybody peeking in, they're definitely peeking in. So it gets interesting when you start talking about the heavyweights. As long as like I said, you're not going to talk about them fighting. So you can talk about all this other stuff, which there's no proof to. You know what I'm saying? But let's just keep on having fun with it. So Anthony Joshua, back to the top. Anthony Joshua says, if I can't have Wilder, why the hell am I doing this? Sound like a rap song, don't it? Doing Sports Talk worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.